All right, what's up? Tim Sykes here. Another day, crazy moves, especially if you like stocks under $1 a share, which I do. SHIP has been a big winner. I nailed DLOC. Remember, I was buying this the previous day right here at 1.5 cents, okay? It went all the way up to 20 and back down to 4, and now today from 5 up to 35. So some people, you're not necessarily in and out as much as I am. You're not necessarily trading like a sniper. On a play like this is where you can make 5, 10, 20 times your money in a day or two, okay? So people hate penny stocks, but if you wait for hot markets like this and solid plays like this, you can really bank. Now I'm watching SHIP. Today's just the first green day, so we'll see where this goes. This is a former runner. Also, LLEX is a big spiker, up 66%. FFHL was up more. I'm sorry I didn't get to do this video earlier. I've actually been trading and just dealing with a bunch of stuff, but made 8 grand this morning. Very nice. So if you look at my profit chart for the month now, 236,000. And remember, this is not like an aggressive amount. I know it sounds like crazy to like make, $250,000 in 1 month. And it is, one of my best months in a while. But at the same time, there's just so many opportunities. Leave a comment underneath this saying, I love this market. 4 words. If you are appreciative of all the plays, I've been trading pretty well. So it's just lots of small gains added up. DLOC was my best winner today. I also was in BBGI and VYST. I had to exit those, and BSTK. I had to exit those to really focus on DLOC. I have speculative plays and then I have gimme plays. And when there's a really good play, I focus on that. It's tough for me to have more than one position. But I also have to give props to students. Fred making, like 70% on DLOC. Abdiel making 2,700. Sarah playing SHIP, making nearly 50%. Matt Monaco, another 4,000 for him on SHIP. He's been on fire. He just graduated college last month. Okay, now he's making 2 grand, 3 grand, 4 grand, 6 grand per day. I think last month he made like 48K. I think this month he's already up to like 60, or I want to even say maybe close to 70,000 now this month. Pretty awesome. Billy made 12%. Like, you also can just, take very quick profits like Billy likes to do. I like to do that. John Papa made around 2 grand on KTOV. And Carlos sold too soon on DLOC2. That's okay. Also, just got to give a few props to people from the chat. Ito banked like 20% on DLOC. Brown Guy made money on VYST, 11% gain on the Morning Panic. Comrule made 400 on DLOC. Heiser made 400. Dobie made like 219. K1 Nurse made like 50%. Like, sold too soon, but I don't care. I want to learn the safe way. FYI, when you make 50%, that's not necessarily the safe way. We're just all really spoiled when a stock goes up, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000%. But that's pretty awesome. Cody made 20%. iBag made like 25%. Dip and Rip made $100. And again, don't feel bad if you're trading with a small account too. It's all about learning how these patterns work, whether you're paper trading them, whether you're watching them, whether you're trading big, whether you're trading small. You have to get experience. Here is Heiser making another few hundred on DLOC, and you can trade it multiple times in the day too. I bought DLOC into multiple morning panics. He made 725 on 2 dip buys. Yunji made like 15, 20% on the DLOC. Dip buy. Shrimp Tank made nearly 50%. Sewell tripled the money. Like, this is another thing. Like, you don't have to be out so quickly. Okay, you have to make these strategies work for you. Although I would caution you, it's really tough to go for home runs. You're not going to get stocks that double, triple, quintuple very often. Here, Sheen made $1,000 on DLOC, and Hudson made 800 this week. But I like showing you these kinds of plays because I don't want you to overstay your welcome. I can't tell you how many people just got crushed on KTOV. It was uptrending. Like, some people were trying to tell me, like, why are you not buying KTOV? And I'm like, well, it's really overextended. It's been pumped up from the 40s. Like, this is like the third green day. This is really bad odds. And they were saying, no, look at the low here was 104, then the low here was 106, then the low here was 108. So they were looking at like these little lower or higher lows, and they're like saying, oh, maybe it still has some more to go. And then look at this tank. They just did a financing, okay? This is why all these companies get their stock up, because they want to sell them at discount prices. They pump it up, and then they dump the shares, pump and dump. And I'm not here to say what's legal or illegal. I don't care, okay? I'm just trading the patterns, and I recognize the patterns. I respect the patterns, and I try to take the meat of the move. A few other people I saw on SINT, like they were dip buying it yesterday. I'm like, it's still up from 80 cents. Like there's no pure panic. And guess what? They did a financing today too. So they get their stock up, then they do these toxic financings and these stocks crash. So DLOC, amazing run up, but I just would not be chasing it, anywhere up here. And obviously I sold it way too soon. I called it way too, safely, I guess you could call it. But at the same time, like you just have to recognize why these stocks are going up. Okay, DLOC, I guarantee you they're working on trying to get a financing done right now. They're working on trying to raise money. The insiders are trying to sell. Look at this. Right as I'm filming this, it just cracked support. It had this support here at 18. I was dip buying into this panic. So this is another thing. Some people are like, Tim, like you rip on these stocks, but then you buy them. You're a two-faced liar. You're a flip-flopper. And I'm like, well, I recognize that they're all pumps. I recognize that they're the worst companies in the world. And yet, if they fit predictable patterns, I will trade them. So DLOC, like I missed this entire run-up from 6 to 33. I totally underestimated it. But when it fit my pattern from 34 down to 18, I mean, this is nearly a 50% drop. And I bought this dip, and then I went even bigger on this dip. And this was a nice bounce, from 18 to 27. This doesn't look like much on the chart, but this is a 50% increase, okay? This is at 11:43 a.m. This is at 12:16 p.m. So in 30 minutes, you can make 50% on your money. And I didn't, catch the exact bottom or the exact top. I sell too soon. Like 30 minutes for me lately has been a longer term play. Lately, I'm in and out inside of 15 minutes. That's how fast these stocks are moving right now. But I do want you to take advantage of it because the market won't always be this hot. So when I show you these people, like, yeah, I'm giving props to these students. Like they studied hard. They've learned the patterns, whether they sold too soon or not. These are just a few, by the way. I'm sorry if I missed you. I'm busy trading. I'm busy like just, copying and pasting from the chat. Trying to make this video lesson earlier in the day. But there's a lot going on. And I just want everyone to be better prepared. And I think that it really helps if you're in my chat room. So I'll post a link to the chat room just underneath this video. I'm trying to, put out commentary. For me, it's not just about the alerts. Like before I dip bought DLOC, I was like, this could be a good dip buy tomorrow into any panic. And then like 2 or 3 minutes later, I was like, oh, wow, damn, maybe the panic is today. And then I bought the dip. So if you follow my commentary and my trade alerts, you can start to see that there's, a method to the madness. It looks crazy to outsiders just saying like the stock is up 300% on the day, but I'm picking my entries and exits very specifically and very carefully. And, props to a lot of students, but frankly, I mean, the single best trades that I'm doing are on these dip buys where I don't care if I sell too soon. I'm going for a very specific outcome. Like I say, look, the goal is to make 15 to 30% on the bounce. And this is inside of a half an hour. Okay. And I bought it at 18, sold it in the 22s. I made over 20% of my money and it went up to 27 cents, like over the next 20 minutes. So I sold too soon. And yet I locked in $2,000 on this one. So $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, it adds up. 8K on the morning for me. Since my slow start yesterday morning, this is now 14K in 2 days. So I'll just keep taking it one trade at a time. I don't have to trade. By the way, as I'm filming this, SHIP is going up. I think Tim Grittani is long SHIP, so he's banking. He was alerting this in the challenge chat room, I think in the 24s or 25s. Now it's 35. So nice little 50% win for him and anybody who likes those patterns too. Congrats all around. It's a great market. Leave a comment underneath this video saying, I love this market. If you're learning, if you're earning, if you're witnessing this stuff, it's a beautiful time. Thank you. I'll see you in the chat room.